And we're wide open. Hi, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You are watching Open. Coming up on today's show, we'll hear from a filmmaker and a community leader who will speak about the work that they've recently done to highlight youth sports. Then we'll check in with the president and CEO of a local foundation who will speak about the services that they are offering and how that is positively impacting our community. After that, we'll sit down with a talented young producer, singer, songwriter, who will shed some light on their entry into the music industry and so much more. Then finally, we'll talk to the founder and CEO of a hospitality service organization that is gearing up for busy final months. It's a few months. I think it's a few weeks left until the new season. And then we'll see what they've got cooking up. So sit back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. So here we go. We're wide open. Hey, I'm your host, Doc Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, our first guests are an entrepreneur, community leader, and a filmmaker, producer, and director. One is the founder of the Kingsbridge Unidos, a mutual aid group that distributes fresh produce and so much more to families in the Northwest Bronx. The other is a Brooklyn-based storyteller who carries a decade of experience working in film, TV, branded, and digital media. So they join us to speak about their efforts to promote and document an annual 3-on-3 basketball community event. So please welcome to the show Jessica Altagracia Woolford and Rachel Kessler. So you guys have come together to do what?
Well, first, thank you for having us. It's really exciting to be here at BronxNet to talk about Buckets for the Bronx.
Buckets for the
Bronx, which was a really amazing community event that we hosted earlier this year here at Lehman. It was a huge testament to community coming together to care for some teens and provide a fun, engaging, safe space to play on a cold February afternoon with their friends at a free 3v3 tournament. And so when, Rachel and I have long been co-conspirators for good things. And when we shared that Haram and I had
co-conspirators in storytelling?
Yes, exactly. We thought, what a great story to share and hopefully inspire some folks to think about what else we could do to come together and build some good stuff.
Yeah. So what else have you come up with?
Well, that's where we're starting.
I mean, I'm just throwing it in there. We can start anywhere. But tell us a little bit about yourselves first.
Sure. Do you want to kick it off?
I can kick it off. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a storyteller, as you said, and I'm really interested in telling stories about leaders, visionary leaders like Jessica and her co-creator Haram, or co-organizer Haram, who center joy in the way that they have community, build community, think about community. So, there's a lot of bad stuff happening in the world, a lot of doom and gloom, but there's also a lot of good stuff.
Absolutely.
And it's really important to see that on screen because it's nice. And I am so excited to be here to promote and share in the love that they bring to the Bronx. It's
what
really
inspired you to get involved in what you're involved in?
Well, Jessica and I have known each other since college. So we've really grown up together. And she is doing amazing work and I love sharing it. So
you guys have stories.
We got stories.
You got stories.
We got stories. Most of them for public consumption, not all of them. But Rachel and I have worked together on a few projects. She shot and directed my campaign ad when I ran a few years ago. And what's really special about this documentary, which we're really excited to share with the community, is that it centers the kids, right? And it's all about how resilient they are, how funny they are, and how talented they are. I mean, some of the basketball we saw that day, we were not totally anticipating that it was, no disrespect to the kids, but you know, like there were kids who were really showing up. And there were also some teens who showed up without teams that day, and they made friends, which was kind of like the cherry on top of a really incredible afternoon.
Yeah, that's what's important. You know, kids mixing and mingling and meeting one another.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
Camaraderie, all those good things.
And there's a vision behind it, right? Like Jessica and Haram have a vision.
If anybody knows, you know.
I do, yeah. And it's really exciting to share in that and to witness that and to document what it takes to give people that kind of space.
Yeah. Excellent. So is there something coming up that we should know about?
Well, we're excited that we're going to start sharing publicly the documentary Buckets for the Bronx. So we come to you guys first at BronxNet because
we appreciate it.
Of course, you know, we love local media. We love community media. And we wanted the documentary to be as accessible to the families, the kids, and the community members who helped us make this happen. So this was really, really important for us to make sure that we came here and shared it with you all.
Thank you so much.
You know, the hope is that this was the first annual. We get to do this again next winter. We could not pull off Buckets for the Bronx without the incredible support from sponsors. You know, Flavor in Your Hair Barbershop was one of our first big sponsors. Very Rare Productions actually sponsored the 3 winning tickets to a Knicks game that some of the kids got to go to. And you'll see in the documentary that they shared they'd never been to Madison Square Garden. They'd never been to an NBA game. And so imagine how fun that must be. A group of teens getting to go to a basketball game on a Saturday night together and getting a break from a lot of that kind of doom and gloom, but also this sense that in the Bronx, everything's gritty, everything's tough, everything's hard. And it's like, we know how hard life is already. What we want to make sure, though, is to celebrate what's possible.
Absolutely. Rachel, let's take a look at this video. Take a piece of it. Boom. What do you think? Just a little piece, just a little tease. It's a little touch.
It's a little tease, so you can see with the kids, the basketball that they were playing. Like Jessica said, I mean, I was blown away. I was not expecting that level of play. And a little tease of sort of the vibe of the video. It's fun. There's local musicians whose work we've used. And yeah, I'm excited for everyone to get to watch more.
So we'll look at I wish we can come and be a part of just to experience what you guys are experiencing. And I know there's a lot more you're going to shoot.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
You have an eye for this. So you see it, you're going to take it, you're going to shoot it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think in terms of what we end up collaborating on next, we'll see. But there's no question that there will be more to come.
College buddies to the end.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
How do people get involved in what you guys are doing?
Well, you know, for Kingsbridge Unidos, we just turned 3 this year. So thank you. I know it's bittersweet to celebrate, I think, mutual aid work because it was born out of necessity, right? There were just people who weren't getting what they needed, but it's also really amazing to see all of the folks who have come together across different neighborhoods to provide care and support for folks. And so one of the ways that folks can get involved with the volunteer work we're doing is honestly, go to my Instagram, Jessica.Altagracia, and in my link in bio, we have a volunteer form sign-up sheet. So people can just say, hey, I'm interested. And because we are a volunteer group, you know, we do what we can when we can. We invite folks to offer their skills or, you know, like Rachel mentioned, we had a high school friend of mine, actually, Josh Elliott Bless was one of the folks who shared his music, Beats by 9 to 5, which was another childhood friend of Haram's. So people have different offerings they can bring that you might not even be thinking like, oh, I can help. I can lead a workshop. I can do all kinds of stuff.
And stuff that kids can identify with.
Right.
That's what you want. Yeah.
Right.
So who's eligible to participate in the buckets for the Bronx 3-on-3 basketball event?
Okay, so this winter we'll be announcing more details about when the second annual event will be, but the priority is teens from 14 to 18. We will never turn away a teen who comes from out of the borough, but we definitely want to make sure that this is as much a celebration of Bronx teens as possible. Hopefully we'll have more than 3 girls next year who can participate. I'm a lifelong hooper. I keep a basketball in my trunk. And so
you have one?
I sure do. I always do.
I have one in the back of my car too.
I
have a football.
Okay.
Too.
All right.
And a soccer ball. And some boxing gloves.
You got a lot in the trunk.
You don't discriminate. Yeah.
But
all the sports that I've been,
yeah, it's good. It's healthy, right?
Yeah,
and so we will be announcing ways for folks to volunteer. The volunteers were incredible at the last event. And so, stay tuned.
Yeah. Do you guys need money?
Always.
Yeah, always.
Hey, guys, they need money. Guess what? Give me a camera over here. Which camera? I want you guys to
I got you. I have no problem.
Is this a good camera for you? All right, look into the camera and go for it.
Just for context, for folks to understand how much work went into this, it cost us about $5,000 to fundraise to be able to pay for this event, to keep it free. It's really important that this event is free for teens. And so we ask small businesses, we have folks who are connected to Lehman, folks who are connected to the community. Maybe you played basketball. This is an opportunity for you to give back and to pour into kids the way that someone poured into you one day. So
and to document it, takes a lot of people, a lot of work. So yeah, we need money. We need money to do this. If you like what you see, if you like what we're doing, if you share in the vision of, a more joyful, brighter community, give us your money.
It's true. I had a boss who used to say, no peso, no say so, right? And that's like, no pesos, no buckets for the Bronx. So
yeah. So where do they send that to?
So we'll be rolling out some more information. The best way for right now, I would say, is, everyone's on Instagram now. So just hit that link in bio at Jessica.Altagracia and we'll be in touch with you. You'll get an automatic response. It's like, hey, thanks for signing up. We have dozens of folks who've signed up over the years to volunteer. And we'll definitely be promoting this. Haram is an incredible social media guru. And so I'm sure you'll see all the cash cow ads and things coming up over the next few months. And shout out to his 5K, which is coming up in December too, by the way.
Oh, beautiful. Any other people working with you guys that you want to give a shout out to?
Oh my God, everyone. Yeah. I feel like a special shout out to Monique and the team at Very Rare Productions. Yeah. She is an incredible director and she helped us in so many ways, not only with the Madison Square Garden tickets, but also getting us a colorist who made sure that the film itself was vibrant. Yeah. And we've talked a lot about this, but making sure that especially us melanated folks can shine bright on camera and not look flat, this is really important. And so I also have to thank Rachel for just being always so caring and thoughtful about how we collaborate and how we share these stories with teens from the Bronx at the center of that story.
Beautiful. All right, you guys are doing great work. Whenever you help others get what they need out of life, you get more than you can handle.
Amen.
I say that all the time.
Amen.
It's a circle of love. It comes right back around. You give.
That's right.
You get by giving.
That's right.
It's one of the paradoxes of life.
Yeah.
So thank you for all that you're doing.
Thank
if there's anybody out there watching us, of course there are, and you feel in your heart that you want to give.
Thank you.
Give.
Yes,
so, but you'll be coming up with the information where they can do that. Right?
Yes. So we'll be sharing all of that information.
Is there a website now, or are you working on it?
We don't have that quite yet. Again, we're a volunteer group, but we will be sharing more information. In the documentary too, you'll hear the teens talk about how they pretty much all learned about the event from Instagram. Yeah. And so we have learned, again, through Haram's social media skills, that this is one of the best ways to connect with a lot of teens. And we have a database of volunteers who are plugged into our work. You'll definitely be reading some more about this in our local news outlets as well. And so folks will just have to stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
But watch the documentary. First,
Definitely watch the documentary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you can get it to our producer here, Stephen.
Yes,
at
yes.
BronxNet.
Yes, we gave it to Stephen. So
With a PH.
yes, Stephen with
Stephen
a
with a PH.
Stephen
Ah.
with a PH. Shout out to Stephen.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank
Any
you.
last words before we wrap up?
I mean, my last word
You
would
got
be
everything in there?
a thank you to the teens who came out and
Yeah,
who,
you can't forget about the
we
teens.
cannot forget about them. You know, folks like Genesis, one of the 3 girls who was there, the winners, Khalil and Melton, and a number of folks, Kareem. This event was for them, but what was most amazing about that afternoon on Saturday was just to see how joyful all of those teens were. And so we do this for them. We thank them for trusting us and spending some time with us. And so the next one will do it even bigger for them. And so thank you. Thank you guys.
Thank you. And call us down so we can help document what you're doing.
That's right.
We'll put it on here, you put it on there.
And you're going to play
circulate it
too,
all
right?
over.
Yeah.
If you can get my old bones out there, I can probably do a little something. Thank you guys for all that you do. All
Thank
right.
you.
Rachel Kessler, producer, director, filmmaker, and storyteller. Jessica Altagracia Woolford, founder, Kingsbridge Unidos. Thank you guys so much for joining us. All right, you come back and do it again, all right?
We will.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Friends for life.
That's
Friends
right.
for life.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Wait, you don't have the website up yet.
You can follow my work at my website. It's, oh my God, I'm going to get made so much fun of by you. My name without vowels.
Your name without vowels, but you can probably transfer some of the information over here until you get yours straightened out.
You'll be able to see, some of her work, my old campaign ad, and some
Rachel
other
without
stuff
vowels.
Yeah.
Rachel Kessler.
Rachel.
It's a lifestyle.
It's okay. And you're not storytelling. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
We love you guys.
Thank you.
We'll take a break right here. We've got more open coming up next.
Even though we didn't grow up together, he's my favorite brother.
Hey, sis.
I'm the baby of the family, and he's the gentle giant.
What you know about Port Georgian?
Man, please, that's a classic.
You know when they say people are a rare breed? Yeah, he's that.
I'm sorry, I'll be back in a few hours.
Don't worry, Shug. You know I'm for you.
I know.
Go get the football.
That was my favorite memory. He was always for ya. This is a true story of me, Bridget Floyd, and this guy, George Perry Floyd Jr., my big brother.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
But you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a course online.
You can do this.
You will find something.
We'll find something new.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
Bro, you gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's a white people thing.
Escúchame, en esta casa los hombres no lloran.
You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
Thanks for hearing me out, bro. Appreciate it.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad. Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
And welcome back. Our next guest is the CEO and president of the Bronx Community Foundation. As a lifelong New Yorker, she has climbed every rung of the DOE's professional ladder for about 25 years, serving as community coordinator, English teacher, assistant principal, principal district superintendent. She's done everything. Bronx executive superintendent and chancellor of the New York City Department of Education. She joins us to speak about the Bronx Community Foundation's engagement sessions. It's a wonderful initiative, and the highlight their partnerships with several nonprofits in our borough. So please welcome to the show the doctor, Dr. Meisha Porter. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. It's so good to be here.
Yeah. And you are also one of our Make the Grade honorees.
Yes.
Yeah. And well, we'll hook that up.
Okay.
So tell us, you have something new that you're working on?
Yes.
This foundation. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I think it's also important to note, like, that whole career in the New York City Department of Education, the majority of it was spent in the Bronx.
Yeah.
And so I'm so excited to be back home in the Bronx, leading the Bronx Community Foundation. The Bronx Community Foundation is the first and only community foundation in the Bronx. And the work of community foundations is really about place-based giving and engaging in participatory grant making. And so it's when those who are closest to the problem design solutions and design where the resources go in service of those solutions.
Yeah.
So really excited to be here, really excited to be doing this work.
So you service a lot of other nonprofits?
We will be granting out resources to other nonprofits, but in partnership. You know, one of the things I said when I announced that I was coming to the foundation was that the first thing I wanted to do was to talk to folks and to talk to the folks who've been in the work across the borough.
I know how to do it too.
I like to talk to
this
people.
This is what you do.
But I was in the education sector for many years. And so there have been so many nonprofits that have supported my work as an educator. And so the foundation is an opportunity for us to not only bring resources to support their work, but also to be a convener, the place that brings organizations across the borough together to think about how we're solving the multitude of issues across the Bronx, but how we're doing them with people in the Bronx, which is the power of our borough.
Beautiful. Now, the foundation has hosted a series of community engagement sessions.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Yeah, so we've hosted a number of engagement sessions all throughout the summer. We've had over 1,200 residents participating, over about 9 partner organizations. And we wanted to tackle issue areas, but also we wanted to dream with residents. And so we looked at housing, we looked at education, we looked at digital equity and looked at jobs. And what we did was we brought folks into the room and said, what resonates with you? And had them begin to vision and dream about, like, what an ideal Bronx would look like in those areas. And, one of the things for me that was a highlight of it is that most of the folks that came in the room and said, we want to be here because this is our work as Bronxites. We together are going to transform our borough. And so it was really exciting to be in the room with young people, teenagers, 15, 16-year-olds, up to our oldest resident that participated was 102 years old.
Yes.
And so people are still dreaming, no matter where they are, no matter how old they are, they're dreaming about this borough and see possibilities and potential.
Keep the dreams going. Now, you're starting community engagement sessions. Who are the other organizations that are involved?
Yeah. So we've partnered with WEDCO. We've partnered with the Parent Action Group out of New Settlement Apartments. We partnered with RAIN. We partnered with the Knowledge House. So many organizations, and I know I'm leaving out a few, Hostos Community College. So many organizations who said, we want to stand up and be partners in this dream yard. And so it's just been really great to get folks to the table who've already been partners and are already anchor organizations in the Bronx, and continue to have conversations with their constituency groups.
Yeah. What are some of these focus organizations? The focus areas that you're talking about?
Yeah. So the focus areas have been around, so WEDCO is a housing organization. And so they brought some of their constituency groups in. The Knowledge House does digital equity. They do tech work with young people and older adults. And so we had those folks in the room. RAIN is a senior center, but also does after school and supportive programming for students in our schools across New York City. So they brought some of their constituency groups in. So you have folks from a lot of different arenas. We're going to do a session with business owners because we want to hear what small businesses are thinking. And so it's just been really good to bring people in the room and say, how are you thinking about how the issue, one, that you lead in this borough, but two, that you support families in, how are you thinking about what transformational work needs to happen in that area?
Any intergenerational sessions?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, we got the old and the
Well, at the session that
people.
we did with Rain was where we had a 102-year-old resident.
Yeah.
And 17-year-old students. And so, I mean, it's just beautiful to see young people connecting with, and there's new language, they're seenagers. There's no more senior citizens, they're seenagers. Seenagers. I learned that. It's one of the first things I learned.
Let's use it.
But, it really is a powerful moment. And we were talking about cannabis, right? Also, right? Because this is a new area. Mm-hmm. And older adults have real, questions, but also want to know how this industry is going to change our borough in particular. And I think that's what we were most proud of, that we were able to bring people together, intergenerational groups, across different sectors in our borough, to talk about how do we begin to transform this borough. A lot of the issues in this borough were only exacerbated by COVID. Post-COVID, we want to continue to dream together.
Are the seniors talking about what they've learned from the youngsters and vice versa?
Yeah. I mean, so I'll tell you, it's a funny story for me is that, one of the things that we talked about was technology. It's silly. It's not a big deal, but it's just the different ways we engage. Yeah. And we talked about technology. Seniors talked about wanting a desktop and wanting to operate from a desktop. Yeah. And young people were like, no, we need laptops. We need more mobile devices. And they talked about the difference. But they also talked about, young people talked about, how much they use technology. And older adults talked about how much they leaned into young people as their teachers in the space of technology. Yeah. But they all had dreams about, there was also a great sense of pride about this borough and people wanting to stay. Mm. And so people talked about housing and the new housing that's being developed across the borough and who's it for, and the importance of making sure that the residents who lived here, the young people that are going off to college have great places to live and work when they come back. Should they choose to go away. So there were a lot of conversations that were rooted in a level of pride around this borough, but also a level of resiliency around where nobody in the Bronx is looking for somebody to come and do a special thing. We want people to know the great ideas of transformation for the Bronx, they actually live here. They live in the residence, they live with the leaders, they live with our elected partners, they live here and we have them. We just want to make sure from the foundation perspective that we're thinking about how to bring resources in to support them.
Doctor, how has your experience as a New York City Chancellor helped you with what you're doing today?
Yeah. Well, one, I think that, first of all, there's so many opportunities to lead as chancellor, right? Hopefully I learned that. But also just recognizing, I think one of the greatest compliments I get around my time as chancellor was that people felt connected to me. They felt like they saw all of the roles I had play out. They saw me as a teacher. They saw me as an assistant principal. They saw me as a principal, but also as a parent. Yeah. And a former New York City public school student. And I think
that's a circle of love.
Yes.
That's well-rounded.
Oh my gosh.
There.
It is the greatest compliment I ever get when people say to me, when I saw you, I saw myself, whether it was a teacher or a parent. And I think for me, that's the biggest thing I want to bring, that I bring to this role is I'm a Bronxite. I live in the Bronx. I've raised my family in the Bronx. I led a school in districts in the Bronx. My kids went to school in the Bronx. I shop in the Bronx. I'm at the Target. You're going to see me there. But that people know that these conversations aren't coming from a person who's outside and external, but internal and living the same dream that they're living. And I think from chancelloring in a very difficult time through the pandemic, when people needed to know that someone was connecting and related to their experiences, I think that's what I bring to the foundation. And that's why taking this job and doing this work was so important to me. Because I'm Bronxite.
They took the right person.
Thank you.
And being from the Bronx, this is shown all over the world. So,
all right.
50 years of hip hop, Bronx.
Exactly.
Hip hop started in the Bronx.
Hip hop
it's all over the world. It's a hip hop culture.
Yes. And, I like to say when I reference the 50th anniversary of hip hop, 50 years ago, the Bronx did a thing that transformed the world, transformed culture, transformed fashion. it's time for the world to give back to the Bronx what the Bronx gave to it, and to look out for what the Bronx is going to do for the world in the next 50 years.
There you go. That wonderful interaction. We need it. Bring it, bring it.
Yes,
all right.
Yes.
So what's next for you? What's anything coming up that we should know about?
Well, we're going to be laying from the community engagement sessions. Two things are going to come out of it: a pathway forward for the foundation, because we want to make sure our work is guided by the people, and we want to present a blueprint forward for the Bronx. What are the next 50 years of the Bronx are going to be about? And so there's more to come around the blueprint for the Bronx. We're going to be excited to unveil that in the next couple of months, and we're going to we want to build a spirit of philanthropy across the borough. So we want folks to watch out for different ways to give, both monetarily, but also of your time and your voice to support this mission of our foundation. And I'm really excited.
So people can give?
Absolutely, people can give.
So I'm going to give you a camera. What camera can I use? You can ask for what you need.
All right, yes.
This camera right here?
Yep.
Okay.
Go for it. Awesome. So we would love, no matter where you are, for you to begin to think about ways to give back to the Bronx what the Bronx has given to the world over the last 50 years. And so if you want to donate, you can go to www.thebronx.org and click our donate page. We are really excited to be leading investment in this great borough. Remember, community foundations are about place-based giving. And so if you are out there in the world and your heart is in the Bronx, here's a way to give back and continue to be a part of our great story.
There you go. Dr. Meisha Porter, President and CEO, Bronx Community Foundation. Nice to see you in
too.
person.
I know. Yay.
I got it. Well, we got to talk.
Okay. Make the grade.
Make the grade.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. We'll take a break and we'll come back with more open coming up next.
Most hiring algorithms would scream me out.
Some bosses couldn't see me as a leader.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
I've been running code as long as I've been able to reach a keyboard.
This is what I do. It's second nature for me, coordinating 100 details at once.
The way my mind works, I have a very mechanical brain.
I sold them on my skills.
You gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
My magic is
analytics and empathy. That's how I'm getting clients. You have to have the confidence in yourself to show up and defy the odds.
I am more than who I am on paper.
I never got a college degree. And today, I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions. Stars are all around us. It's time for them to shine.
Found my heart out there in the open. Trees make you feel smaller. Can't help but get lost again.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back. Our next guest is a singer, songwriter, and producer from Chi-Town, Chicago, and he now resides in L.A. He joins us to speak about his journey into the music industry and to speak about his latest project. Please welcome to the show, CasPark. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate you.
Is it Chicago by way of L.A. or California or vice versa?
Born and raised in Chicago. And now I live in LA.
Oh, okay. So tell us what you're working on. I understand that you were trained sort of or worked with Kanye West's engineer. Is that right?
I did, yeah. I interned at a studio in Chicago under the guy who mixed couple of Kanye's albums. And more recently, I've been working with Stargate, which is one of the biggest writer production duos of all time. They work with Beyonce and Coldplay and Rihanna and Benny Blanco and Diplo. And I recently finished this program where all these all these incredible people are coming through and getting feedback on my songs and just taking my career to the next level. So
how does it feel to be able to talk about some of the people that you've come in contact with, some of the stars in the business?
It feels amazing. I mean, that's name dropping is one thing, but it can be fun. But the real value is their input into my songs and their input into my artistry, and just being able to look up to them and glean wisdom from up close and personal relationships. So yeah, it's been a blessing for real. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Hey, how did you adjust from living in Chicago to
Oh,
doing your thing
it's
in
different.
LA?
Yeah, it's very different. I mean, I think of it like there are like factory towns across the country, and there are like coal mine towns. And LA is like a fame town. We make fame here. Right. It's our main export. So like that kind of bleeds into all different parts of your life and makes for very interesting relationships. And but it's also incredibly fun, and there's amazing talent here, like all the best musicians, and no offense to New York, it has spectacular people as well. But they're amazing musicians, amazing artists, amazing creators of all kinds. So it's just been a really vibrant experience living here. Yeah. And I feel it's starting to cool.
Hey, how did you get the name CasPark?
I wish that I could tell you, but it's a secret. It's a secret. So, you know, you're going to have to wait until my my autobiography comes out.
Yeah, okay. When is that coming out?
It should be in the next decade or so, something like that.
At least you're thinking about it, you know. It has to be a thought first and a dream before you put the pen to the paper.
Absolutely right. Nothing without a vision, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, you're a producer, so you can produce anything you want.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. So, how do you describe the music that you're into?
Yeah, it's I'm influenced by a lot of different artists, but it all comes back to me and my personality, which is like very fun-loving, but not too aggressive or abrasive, kind of laid back and chill, but also very passionate, you know. So if I had to compare myself to other artists, I have some songs that kind of sound like Frank Ocean and Daniel Caesar, but then there's also songs that sound like Post Malone and Mac Miller. So it's kind of a wide spectrum, but it all comes back to me and my personality and my personal brand. You know?
Yeah, we play him on our radio station, Daniel Caesar. But
oh, great!
What genre of music would you put this in? What category would you put it in?
It's a sort of R&B pop or an alternative R&B kind of thing.
Yeah. All right, let me sing that song. There was a group that sang it. Where do we go from here?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's beautiful. Well, where we're going is very exciting. Got a lot of new songs that I worked on with those people I mentioned, and I'm putting out a new song every single month.
What?
Yeah, every month starting tonight at midnight. A song called Unpredictable is coming out, and I made it during that mentorship, and one of my favorite songs I wrote. And I've got an email list, and I have exclusive content. Live stream every week on Thursday nights for 2 hours. And I'm playing shows in LA this year, next year, country. Got a merchandise line I just finished signing, so that's coming out this month. And then, yeah,
you don't get any sleep. You're putting. You said 2 songs.
We're busy.
Yeah, you said 2 songs a month. Is that right?
1 song per month. There's
1 song per month.
Content,
that's still that's rolling it out, man.
Oh yeah, big time. We're keeping the momentum going.
Yeah.
And, you know, starting tonight at midnight. It's a very exciting time.
What's the one that you keep gravitating toward? What's your favorite out of the bunch that you put out so far?
That I put out, I really love Takeout. That seems to be what people have responded to a lot. But then there's a song called Forever that's really picking up steam too. But I'm most excited about the one that's coming out tonight.
Tonight?
The newest thing. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Midnight. So yeah,
it's coming out tonight. Is it called Midnight? No.
No, it's called Unpredictable.
Unpredictable. Is it like unpredictable? That's what you are.
What you are. Yeah, you know, we interpolate the melody a little bit.
Yeah. Is it really?
Oh, no. Well, that's Unforgettable, right?
It's Unforgettable, yeah.
Yeah.
How would yours sound? Give me like
Mine's-
a couple of bars of yours.
Sure. Miss your birthday, call me trash. Block my number, call me back. Making hearts out of red flags. It's a very like, I don't know, it's hard to sing with the echo chamber that's happening now. But it's about a relationship that was a little bit perhaps unhealthy at times, but very exciting and fun and unpredictable.
Unpredictable, but if you get into a relationship, you want it to last a long time, right?
Ideally, yeah, but even if it doesn't, sometimes that can be a wonderful time spent, a dynamic time, and inspiring time, really. Right, about it.
I see your hat. Yeah, it says Joshua Tree. It's one of the longest living trees.
Oh,
Earth.
yeah. Yeah, this place, Joshua Tree National Park, one of my favorite places in the world. A great place to connect to your spirituality, perhaps have a psychedelic experience.
All right, CasPark. So what's next? Where do you see yourself with the next few years?
Well, we're just going to keep putting out music that feels great and inspired, and tour around the country and hopefully around the world a little bit more. If you want to be following along, my handles on the social media are at The Real CasPark, CasPark, The Real CasPark.
Is somebody else trying to use your name?
Yeah, there's some fakers out there. There's some fake CasPark, but we don't play that stuff around here. It's the real one.
Yeah, put the real on it. Are you going to be in concert? Any plans on touring or anything?
Absolutely. Well, the tour is going to be next year. We're still solidifying dates, but in LA, first week of October, we're playing. I'm still solidifying dates, but every single month we're doing shows in and around LA.
Every month you're going to be doing a show. Say loud.
Yeah, for sure. It's my favorite thing to do on planet Earth. So.
Are you coming to New York anytime soon?
I am. I would love to. Probably not until January, but who knows? It's a quick flight away, so I could possibly be there at any moment.
Do you have any venues that you're going to be stopping by, or what? How can we look
in
that
New York?
up? Yes.
Oh, well, everything's going to be on my Instagram and TikTok and my website. It's therealcaspark.com. It's at The Real CasPark. If you just Google CasPark, I'm the only thing that comes up. So yeah, please follow along. I'm going to be putting out so much cool stuff, and I talked about all these complicated plans, but it all comes out to making cool stuff and sharing it with cool people. So jump in and be part of it.
What do you tell the younger CasParks that are coming up looking to get into business?
For sure. I think I really boil it down to that last thing I just say. It can feel so complicated, and it can feel like there's so many different things you have to be doing. But the real foundation of everything is making stuff that you're excited about and then giving it to the world. So if you just keep doing both those things back and forth, it's just going to keep building and climbing, and you're going to get relationships with people that are deep and rich and inspired,
Yeah. All right, give us your social media and all that stuff one more time.
For sure, at The Real CasPark.
The Real CasPark.
The Real CasPark on Instagram, Twitter, my website, The Real CasPark, CasPark.
Hey, listen, good luck to everything that you're doing, man. And we're looking forward to your music and looking forward to seeing you out here in New York.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lee. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on.
Good luck with everything. CasPark, singer, songwriter, producer. Do your thing. We'll take a break right here. I've got more open. It's coming up next.
One of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history at Post nightclub in Orlando.
Walking into the building for the first time after the shooting, it was crippling, but it had to be preserved. If you're an ally of this community, speak out. There are more of us together than apart. It is the power of love in its rawest form.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner!
Go. Excellent. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
You can now watch MNN, Brick TV, QPTV, and SIC TV on BronxNet. Tune into BX Omni, Channel 67 Optimum, 2133 Fios during most Sunday evenings. We'll show you some amazing content from our friends at Manhattan Neighborhood Network, Brick TV in Brooklyn, Queens Public Television, and Staten Island Community Television. Every borough represented in the Boogie Down. Epic partnerships for the ages. And catch our new Next channel, produced in partnership with MNN, 24/7 on BronxNet Channel 952 Optimum and 2138 Fios. And welcome back. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You are watching Open, and we appreciate you, love you, and thank you for it. Our next guest is a friend of the show, no stranger. He's the CEO of MASC Hospitality Group and the founder of the Bronx Night Market, the Brooklyn Night Market, the Uptown Night Market. He sits down with us today to promote his Latin Night Market event and everything that is coming up this fall. So please welcome to the show, Marco Shalma. Marco, welcome.
What's up? What's up? How you doing? Thanks for having me again.
Oh, man, you got the night markets all over the place. I remember the first time you stopped by the show and you were telling us that you want to start the Bronx Night Market. That is just one night market you're working, but it has to start from somewhere. And it started right in the Bronx, like hip hop.
Listen, you start something, you put your heart and soul into it. You really, passionate about it. The community resonates with it, and then you take it as far as you can. That's the motto.
Yeah. So people have been talking about these night markets all over. I know I have a friend in Harlem, and he talks about it all the time too. And now I'm talking about it on the radio, and we're talking about it again right here. So it's all over the place. You have made your mark, and it continues.
True, and I appreciate that. I appreciate noticing that. One of the biggest, one of the greatest moments in a small company's life was about 2-3 months ago, when I think it was over the course of like the same week or 2 weeks that like 3 or 4 different notable publication from New York City came about and did a story about the top, food festivals in New York City. And from a list of like 5, all 3 of them or 4 of them had us. 4 of our events are in the top 5.
Oh, so, there you go. There you go. Marco, that's how you do it. Throw your hands in the air. Wave around like you just don't care, like a Ginger Rogers and a Fred Astaire. Let me hear you say, oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you this. That was like that was a peak moment for all of us in the company. Everybody, hard work being pays off, and we get rewarded for all the dedication that we do in the community that we work with. So that was a big moment for us. That's something. But you know what it is. The next day, let's go back to work and make some more magic happening.
So what's the magic that's happening now, Marco?
Oh boy!
You're making me hungry with these pictures here now.
Listen,
and I have some people in the studio that wouldn't mind eating some of that food there. So the next time we interview you, you got to come down here and set something up, and I'll invite my friends over.
At one point, we will have all those events around the city, so you don't have a choice. It's going to be like right outside your door.
There you go.
At one point, it's going to be like. You can't. This is the plan. Our expansion plan is to make sure that we come as close to you as possible, so you got no more excuses not to come and eat our food.
Yeah. No, we want to come. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks ago we were at the Fordham Plaza. Do you have something there too?
Yeah, at the end of this month, September 28th, we're going to have something over there, like real fun event. We're celebrating Oktoberfest. We have like a tradition doing Oktoberfest in the Bronx, Bronxtoberfest, so it's going to be fun. There's a lot of games, a lot of activation, it's the weather cools off a little bit, so it's pretty cool. But the main attraction, right now is like in 2 weeks, the Latin night market in Dyckman. So,
this guy has the power. Hey, when you talk lightning strikes, you make things happen, man.
I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you.
So what can we expect? What can our viewers expect from the MASC Hospitality Group's events this fall?
So what we have going on right now, we have every Tuesday, if you're vegan, every Tuesday in Central Park, you have the vegan night market. Every second Thursday of the month, which actually happens to be on the next one, September 14, and then October 12, it's Uptown Night Market in Harlem. Every last Saturday of the month, we have the Bronx Night Market in Fordham Plaza. Every last Monday of the month, we have the Brooklyn Night Market in Sunset Park. And this month, September 22nd, right in the beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month, we are launching the Latin Night Market with 50 plus Latin food vendors, from the entire Latin diaspora, with 6 different musical guests from everything from merengue to salsa to you name it, we got it. It's just going to be like and the Latin Night Market is launching in Dyckman, up in the in the Heights, and it's going to be fantastic. There's such a hype around this event.
Yeah, you can hear the music and you can smell the food, the acapulcas, the pasteles. They can have everything there, right? Tostones.
Man, we got everything from everything from the Latin to the Latin diaspora and the Caribbean. So we're talking about, first of all, anything that you can imagine to be done with like plantain, any kind of food, it's going to be there, like number one. And then you have like, empanadas, arepas, anything from like the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Mexico, El Salvador, Guatemala, Uruguay, Argentina, Colombia, Venezuela. Every nation is going to be represented with some of its delicious food and music. So we are on for a real treat over here.
Wow. And you have all the top vendors, huh?
Man, we got the best of the best for this one. It was a harder one to kind of work because we wanted to get a lot of those places that are familiar and popular, but don't necessarily do the market scene. So we had to kind of talk to them and make sure that like they're going to come and curate an experience that is like really, in one hand, it's going to celebrate the Latin community and the Uptown community, but on the other hand, it's going to open the door for a lot of people to come and enjoy the entire scope of like Latin cuisine and culture. So it's a big task, by my team, which is entirely Latinos except for me, to be honest. You know, I'm the only non-Latino person in the company. I mean, there's two of us. But
you can pass for
excited.
Latino.
Huh?
You can pass for Latino.
Yeah, I've been getting that a lot.
They're going to come up to you and speak Spanish.
Yo,
So
my
you-
Spanish is muy bueno. You know, so it's good. I got you.
You got it? So we'll be looking forward to it. So would you like to give a shout out to some of the partners that you're working with, some of those vendors? Because, you know, those are hardworking vendors that get out there, roll up their sleeves, and they take care of business and cook some of the best foods, too, to get all those awards and accolades that you've gotten, you know, over the years.
You know, I would say like that. I want to name my vendors, but you know, since we are working around the city, there's like over 150, almost 200 vendors. So I know that I will not mention some, and it's not doing not doing justice. But here's I would like to say thank you for to Montefiore, you know, that's been supporting us, to the Fordham Road Bid that's been supporting us, you know, to a lot of other organizations like Liberty Coca-Cola, all our sponsors and our partners, because without them we can't do, you know, free events. Yeah. That's the bottom line. You know, we want to continue growing and bringing more fun, affordable events to our community at large. But, you know, those sponsors, those partners are, you know, what makes the difference.
Yeah. We have to get Steve, our producer, to get the information and just take down those dates that you gave us so that we can hit one of them. And I know I want to go to Dykeman over there and check out some of their food up there.
I mean, I want to tell you something else. You know, like, I love every one of the events that we do, but the Dykeman one it's going to be fire, because the food. You know, I'm telling you, as the person who curate the entire event, in the meeting that we sit down and we talk about what's the lineup, what's the food, we all salivate. We just go crazy. It's going to be such an experience, and I hope you make it.
We're gonna make one of them, but I'm looking at Dykeman right about now. What's the date of that again?
September 22nd, Friday, September 22nd, from 4 to 11 p.m. on Dykeman Street, right by the plaza.
Yeah, that's the first day of the season's change. Then first day of fall. September 23rd is the first day of fall.
Okay, so we're still summer officially. Last day of summer.
Last day of summer. There you go.
There you go. Right. Even a bigger celebration right now.
Beautiful, man. We love everything that you're doing. Give us the social media and the websites and all that stuff.
Easiest way to go is MASC Hospitality Group, at MASC Hospitality Group, or at New York at Night Markets NYC. Then you get rerouted to all our other communications. So if you're looking for us, it's MASC Hospitality Group, MASC Hospitality Group, and you know, you'll see all the beautiful project that we're working on, and you know, everybody can find something that they enjoy.
MASC Hospitality Group and MASC Night Markets. They're moving. They're growing. Thank you, man.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
You got it. Marco Shalma, CEO, MASC Hospitality Group and founder, Uptown Night Market. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. We want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking it out. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser. I want to thank you for letting us share in this space and time with you. Remember, whether you say you can or you can't, either way, you're right. So say you can, and you will. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee for all of us here at BronxNet. Have a great and enjoyable day, and I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. I love you all. Peace.